Good evening, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So yesterday we had discussed about the 7S model McKinsey. McKinsey's 7S model we had discussed yesterday. Today we will be moving to another topic called as metrics organizational structure. Now, what should be the organizational structure for a strong organization, for balanced organization, as well as for a weak organization? So here you can see that strong metrics, balanced metrics, and weak metrics. So three metrics are there. So a metrics organizational structure generally describes a business with multiple managerial accountability and responsibility. The main type of metric structure comprises the strong metric, where authority lies with the project manager who has a senior role within the company. Balanced metrics, it equally distributes power to both the project as well as functional manager. And weak metrics, where power lies with the functional manager completely. So they have given the explanation for the three type of organization. Strong metrics means the organizational structure can be called as strong organizational culture when the authority lies with the project manager, and that project manager is having a senior position in the organization. So that type of organizational hierarchy or organizational structure is considered as strong metrics organization, where the project manager is also playing a senior role in the organization. Next is balanced metrics. So here it is written that it equally distributes power to both project and functional managers. In the strong metrics, we had seen that the project manager is the authority who is responsible for execution of a particular project. Now, that project manager is also one of the senior official of the company. And because of that authority, he is able to continuously monitor whether we are implementing that project effectively or not. Whereas when we talk about balanced metrics, there are two people involved. One is the project manager and the other one is functional manager. Now here in this balanced matrix, what happens is the power is equally distributed between two. So functional manager is also having powers and authorities, as well as the project manager is also having powers and authority. Both are aware of their role and responsibility. And employees are to be in touch with both the people, the project manager also, as well as the functional manager also. So that type of organization is called as balanced metrics. It is not called as strong, but it is balanced metric. Why balanced metric? Because the power distribution is equally divided among two senior people. One is functional manager, the other one is project manager. As the powers are equally distributed, authorities are equally distributed, that's the reason why it is called as balanced metric. Sometimes it is good, sometimes it is not good. Next one is weak metric. Now, under weak metrics, what they have written is that where power lies with the functional manager completely. Now, here what happens is that the entire power is in the hands of the functional manager only. Now, this functional manager is taking care of execution of a particular strategy or a project. Now, this functional manager, as we had seen in strong metrics, doesn't play a high role, or he is not a higher authority, a very high authority in the organization. So, whenever certain decisions which require approval of higher authority, time is taken because this project manager or this functional manager doesn't have that higher role to play in the organization as in the strong metrics we had seen. So, for everything, for every decision, for every approval, time is taken. When more time is given or more time is taken for approval or for some decisions which are very crucial, automatically that adds to the completion timing of a project. And when the project is not completed within the deadline, ultimately it gives loss to the company as well as bad reputation to the company. And that's the reason why it is said that this type of metrics is always called as weak metric. Now, the next one is functional metrics. Now, the functional metrics often referred to as a weak metric. It occupies a unique space in the landscape of organizational structure. It blends elements of both functional and project based organization, offering a compromise that suits specific needs and contexts. Now, here you can see that there is general manager and then there are two functional managers. Under two functional manager, again, there is under functional manager one, sales manager is reporting to him, and then marketing manager is also reporting to him. Under functional manager two, engineering manager is there, and again, sales manager is also there. Now, here, why we are saying that it is a weak metric? The reason why it is a weak metric, when we are having two authorities to whom we need to report, then many a time some confusion arises. Because if we are having single box, it is easy to understand what our boss expects, what are the expectations of boss from us. But when two bosses are there, then it becomes difficult, because one boss may be expecting something else and the other boss is expecting something else, and we need to make both the boss satisfied, both the boss happy. Then it becomes difficult. And that is why it is said that whenever there are more than one bosses in the organization, and when you are supposed to report to more than one bosses related to your project related to your work, then it is difficult for you to uh, complete the expectation of that more than one boss. And that's the reason why it is called as weak metric. Now we will move on to the another structure which is called as SBU, or strategic business unit. Now strategic business unit, it's a concept where the organization is giving complete autonomy, complete authority to various units of that particular organization. Complete authority is given that, and those units under that particular organization, they function as if they are an independent business unit. For example, there are conglomerates, various conglomerates are there. Tata is one of the conglomerates. Conglomerate means when one company is operating in many sectors. Samsung, we can say another example. It is also operating in many sectors. Now, these companies, they implement strategic business unit structure. Strategic business unit. That means that every unit which is working under a particular conglomerate, that unit is given 100% freedom, autonomy, that you can run this unit. You can means the general manager or CEO of that particular unit is given autonomy, that you can run this organization, this business unit at as per your strategies, as per your as if it is a independent business unit. It is not run by a conglomerate, and that is called as strategic business unit. Now, Tata Motors, if we take example, the Tata Motors is one of the company which is running under Tata group of companies. Then we have TCS, which is again running under the Tata group of companies. TCS is into information technology. Tata Motors is into manufacturing of cars or heavy vehicles. So these two different companies are there. Now, strategic business unit means when both the companies, Tata Motors as well as the TCS, are given complete freedom, authority, autonomy by the Tata group of companies board, that Tata Motors, they can come up with their own strategy for making Tata Motors more profitable, for expanding the business of Tata Motors. At the same time, TCS, if Tata group of company also give the same autonomy, 100% autonomy, 100% authority, that you decide how many employees are to be recruited, how many employees are to be removed, how many employees are to be trained, or in which other country you need to spread your business. All these decisions are to be taken at your level only. The management, the top management, the board of directors are not going to interfere in your day-to-day operations or in your strategy making operations also. And that is called as strategic business unit structure. When one company which is operating in many sectors, or which is say operating many companies, Tata group of companies, we all are aware. Tata Motors is there, then Titan is there, then TCS is there. So similar type of various food processing they are operating. So they are operating in various sectors. So every company, when given complete authority, that you shall function as if you are a separate business organization, not controlled by a particular company. Ultimately, what the uh, Tata group of companies want is that company should grow, and that company should make the Tata group of companies more profitable. Same is the case with Samsung also. Now, Samsung is operating in various sectors. Now, for example, we all are aware that Samsung is into manufacturing of mobile phones. So, one unit which is operating under Samsung is manufacturing mobile phones. The other unit or other company which is operating under Samsung is manufacturing electric or electronic appliances. The televisions are there, refrigerators are there, air fryers are there, ovens are there. So they are manufacturing electric appliances. So one unit is manufacturing electrical appliances. The other unit is manufacturing mobile phone. When Samsung gives complete authority to both the units, complete authority is given to the higher authority of both the units, that you decide your strategy, you decide how you are going to implement that strategy. Ultimately, what we need is that the company should grow, that the company should earn more profit. So in day to day functioning, or in strategy making functioning, or in strategy implementation functioning, the top management of that particular company, whether it is Samsung, whether it is any other company, they are not interfering. So they are treating their businesses as if they are independent businesses, not controlled by a particular company. And that is called as strategic business unit. Now, the next one is the cellular organizational structure. Now, under cellular organizational structure, what happens is a cellular organizational structure is a model of organizational design characterized by division of organization into smaller self-contained units or cells. Each cell operates autonomously and is responsible for specific task, function, or project. This structure is designed to promote agility, decentralization, and innovation within an organization. So now we had just now discussed about the functioning of the strategic business units, SBU, and now it is different from SBU. Now here what happens is that these organizations are characterized by small, autonomous, and decentralized teams. These teams are also called as cells that work in self-organizing manner. Please switch off your mic. Some disturbance is there. Okay, thank you. Now, for example, in cellular organization, what happens is it is about decentralization, it is about specialization, cross-functional collaboration, stability, and clear objectives. So that is that um, um, all these things comes to make that cellular organization. Now, decentralization, I hope that everyone might be aware of. There are two types for taking decisions in an organization. One is called as centralization, the other one is called as decentralization. Centralization is that type of decision making where all the decision making powers are given to one of the highest authority of the company, whether the decision is related to marketing, or it is related to sales, or it is related to HR, or it is related to finance, or any other thing. That top authority is given the power to take decision, and that is called as centralization. So whether the decision is small or a big decision, all the decisions are to be taken by the highest authority, and that is centralization. When we talk about decentralization, decentralization means that the decision related to day-to-day functioning of the organization of the company can be taken at departmental level. Of course, the decisions which are related to the crucial matters, crucial issues, they are to be taken at the highest level. But all decisions are not taken at highest level. The decisions are divided, that those decisions which are to be taken regarding day-to-day functioning of the organization, that are not to be taken at the highest level, but that are to be taken at the departmental level, and that is what decentralization is. So in cellular organization, the features, its features are that we need to see to it that when we talk about cellular organization, we have to keep in mind that these units are working like cells, small cells. Small cells means small group. So in that particular company, small groups are created, and each group is given an authority that related to your work, whatever small decisions are there, which you are required for day-to-day functioning of your group, you are given the authority that you can take those decisions. You need not wait for the highest authority to take decisions for these small day-to-day activities, and that is called as cellular organization. When the organization is divided into small groups, and all these small groups are given that freedom, that authority, that you can work independently, and that is called as cellular organization. So we will just elaborate or discuss about the meaning of these five terms. So first one is decentralization, we all are aware of. Then specialization, it is also based on specialization. Which organization? Cellular organization. When we are talking about small groups, so if suppose IT, it is a IT organization which is practicing this cellular type of organizational structure. Now, how that organization will be implementing that structure? They will be first making small group. One group is, say, working on hardware, for the company. Other small group is working on, say, software. Other small group is working on web designing. Other small group is working on coding or programming. So these are the all the groups are given what are given freedom. Freedom related to what, that they can take decision related to day functioning of their group, and they need not wait for the highest authority to take decision for their particular group. Of course, here also the most important decision are to be taken by the higher authorities, but at the middle level or at the project level, small decision related to that particular project can be taken at the uh, level of department. So specialization, these organizations specializes in certain things. Next one is cross functional collaboration. Cross functional collaboration means HR department is collaborating with the finance department. There is the sales department is collaborating or is in tune with the manufacturing department, and that is called as cross functional collaboration. It should not happen that marketing people are not aware or sales people are not aware what the manufacturing department is doing, and manufacturing department is not aware what the sales department is doing. Next one is stability. These groups are stable. uh, Once the project is over, then they will be working on second project. Next is clear objective. The objectives of these groups are very clear. They are constituted to complete a particular project. Once the project is over, if another project comes in, then again they will be active. If there are no projects, then it will dissolve, and that is called as cellular organization. Now there is one example given related to the organizational structure of Tesla. That what is the organizational structure of Tesla company? So Tesla is characterized by a functional organizational structure with aspects of hierarchical structure. The strong structure which we had discussed in the three: strong, then weak, and balance. So what the Tesla is doing is they are maintaining functional organizational structure with aspects of hierarchical structure. That means the topmost authority is in control of the organization. Tesla does employ functional centers that cover all business activities, including finance, sales, marketing, technology, engineering, design, and other offices of CEO, and other offices of the CEO and chairperson. Tesla's headquarters is in Austin, Texas. Decide the strategic direction of the company with international operations given little autonomy. Now, here, if you try to recall that under SBU structure, strategic business unit structure, we had discussed that complete authority is given to that unit of a particular company, that you decide your strategy, you implement your strategy. Ultimately, we need good results in terms of growth, in terms of profitability. That is SBU. Now, here in Tesla, what happens is that all the strategic decisions are taken by or taken at the headquarters. And who is taking the crucial decision? It is the CEO and the chairperson. They are, or he is taking all the decisions related to. And in this SBU type of units, we have seen that complete authority is given. Here, what they have seen given is that little autonomy is given. With international operation, given little autonomy. So, if, for example, if Tesla starts manufacturing in India, whenever they will be manufacturing in India, right now it is not. Or if Tesla is manufacturing its cars in any of the country, in Europe they are manufacturing cars. So in, if for example XYZ European country is there where Tesla is manufacturing its car, that particular country's office doesn't have complete control over the functioning of Tesla in that particular country. All the main strategic decisions are to be taken at the headquarters in America. And those decisions reach out to the European country where it is having another manufacturing plant for electric cars. And that decision is to be implemented by that European country company. So we can say that it is a organizational structure which is not like SBU, which is not like cellular, where again in HBU complete unit is given autonomy. In cellular, small part that we can call as team, we can call as group, they are given authority. Whereas in Tesla, what we had discussed under the matrix, that the person who is responsible for executing strategy does play a very important role at the highest position in the organization. So for every strategy, approval of the CEO is required. That is, Elon Musk is required. So he has not given 100% autonomy to the unit as Tata's have given, as Samsung has given, as many other companies have given. So they are implementing SBU, strategic business unit strategy or structure. But here, strong structure, strongly he wants to control. He wants to see to it that he is in control of the company. Whether the company is doing manufacturing in America, or even if the company is manufacturing outside America, he wants to retain that control. That type of structure is being implemented by the Tesla company. Now, the next concept is called as BPR, or business process re-engineering. Presently, this particular concept, BPR, is very popular. Reasons are many why this particular concept is so popular nowadays as compared to early. One of the most important reason is that during earlier time, maybe 20 years back or maybe more, the level of competition was not very intense as it has now become. Earlier also, BPR was there, business process re-engineering was there, the concept was there. It is not that this is a concept which is recently introduced. So 20 years back also, this concept was there. But at that particular time, it was not that important. Now it is very important. What are the reasons? That now we are going to discuss. First, we will just, I'll read out what is there on the slide. So, business process re-engineering. Business process re-engineering became popular in 1990s after the publishing of a Harvard Business School article titled Re-Engineering Work. Don't automate, obliterate business processes, re-engineering. Describes the redesign of core business processes to improve productivity, quality, cost, cost reduction, or cycle time. Now, under business process re-engineering, what happens is the company is, for example, a company is there, which is a manufacturing company. And for the last 30 years or so, they are into manufacturing a particular product. They have done a lot of research and they have developed the procedure for manufacturing a particular product. And that is their manufacturing process. Now, when we talk about business process re engineering, re means RE, re means again. So, what here is expected to be done by the company is that whatever process you are following, you need to rethink about that particular process. You have to redesign that process. Rethink means think again whether any changes are required in this particular process, whether we need to make any changes in the design of our product. That is mainly done under business process re-engineering. There is a concept which is very popular, which talks about 3 R's: reduce, recycle, and the third one is, am I audible to all? Is my voice clear
Yes,
to
sir.
all?
Yes, sir.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. At the same time, we need to see to it that whatever process which we are following, if we make any change in the process, whether we will be able to make more money out of it, that is to be checked. And that is what is done in this business process re-engineering. Now, how it is done, that we will be discussing. First, it starts with define the business processes, then analyze the business processes, identify and analyze improvement opportunities, design future state processes, develop future state changes, and implement future state changes. Before business process re-engineering, there was a Japanese concept called Kaizen. Now, Kaizen, if translated into English, Kaizen, as it's a Japanese word, because the Japanese companies were the first companies which implemented it, they invented it. If we translate this Japanese word into English, it comes to small improvement, continuous small improvement. Kai is small, Zen is improvement and continuous improvement. So that particular concept believed that there is a scope for improvement always, and every company should try to improve and improve. And that improvement can be very small improvement. Kaizen doesn't mean that complete change should take place. What it says is that company shall make small improvement that will lead to the growth of the company and the profitability of the company. And that is what is the idea behind Kaizen. And in 1990s, when this particular concept was used, business process re-engineering. Ultimately, there are various similarities between Kaizen and BPR. BPR also talks about what? That okay, we are into manufacturing cars. We are manufacturing cars. How we are manufacturing cars? We are purchasing raw material from a particular party. Our quality check checks the quality of the raw material. Quality department checks the quality of raw material. Then raw material is sent to the operations or manufacturing department. Manufacturing department then starts manufacturing the car. So that complete standard operating procedure, SOPs, or the entire process which is written by this particular car company is as it is they are following. For the last 10 years, they are into profit. Last 2, 3 more years, they are into profit. So this particular process is making the company profitable. But still, the company is aware if they want to grow in this competition, they have to come up with some changes in their existing system of production. And that is called as BPR. It is not why the word engineering is used. It is not that the senior manager or the general manager believes, okay, this is the process. Now I feel we should reverse the process. Earlier, we were purchasing raw material from one party. Now let's change that party without any valid reason and start purchasing from another party. Earlier, quality check was done. Now, no need for any quality check. Let's see if we change this type of procedure, can we earn more profit? This is not re-engineering. Re-engineering means where we are using technical expertise in making some sort of changes in the process, in the existing process of the company, which is going to make company grow, which is going to make company more profitable. That is re-engineering. Every company is now accepting the advantages of BPR. That for every process, we can have a chance to improve. In many examples, we had discussed that why iPhone not stopped at iPhone 1 itself, or 2 itself, or 10, iPhone 10. Why they are still trying to come up with a new version because they are aware that the moment they stop improving slowly and steadily, they will start declining. Same is the case here also. If your process is same, then a day will come. If you are not changing, your competitors are changing. They are changing their processes. Now their processes are becoming more cost effective than your processes. Ultimately, what is going to happen? The competitors are going to overtake your company. So every company has to believe that for growing, for going to the top, we have to do all these things. Now, how we can go for this business process re-engineering? First is define the business processes. What are the various processes, business processes, which are followed by the organization? That we need to define. As we had discussed, that how a strategy is prepared, that we have to come up with a strategy framework first, and then we need to write everything. Why everything is to be documented? Everything is to be documented so that whenever we need, we can refer to those documents. If it is oral in nature, whenever we need, we may get some 50% of it, and 50% of it may get vanished. But if the entire strategy is documented, nothing is going to vanish. Even if the manager has switched the company, he has resigned from the company and he has joined some other company, and a new manager has joined this particular company. If everything is documented, this new manager, after referring to the document, can easily complete his task. That is the important. So the first one is define the business processes. You need to define these are the business processes of the company. Next is analyze business processes. Analysis of business processes. How much time is required? How much money is required? What is the output? That is, what is ROI? What is the return on investment? All these things are to be done at level 2, that is analysis of business processes. Next is identify and analyze improvement opportunity. The third stage is that after going through in detail of your existing processes, then you have to analyze that which are the processes where we need to improve. For example, if wastages are there, manufacturing company is there, and the rate of wastages or rate of rejection of manufacturing product is, say, 3% or maybe 5% or maybe more than that, and company identifies that if we can minimize this 5-6% rejection, or if we reduce it to say 1% rejection or less than 1% rejection, ultimately it will add to the profit of the organization. There will be directly increase of this percentage of profit. 5% reduction of wastages, it will add 5% of profit. Why? Because 5% wastages are reduced. Now only 1% wastage is there, or less than 1% wastage is there. 6% wastage is reduced. So we need to identify which is the process where we need to uh, we need improvement. We need to re-engineer. So On the third stage, we need to say identify and analyze that uh, where the uh, improvement opportunities are there. Next, the fourth stage is design future state process. We are our existing process results in 6% of rejection or 6% of uh, wastage. So now the company has to re-engineer that process, that we should make changes in the existing process in such a manner that we will be able to reduce our wastages by 3%, by 4%, by 5%, whatever the company feels. How we can implement that, or what changes in the process we should be implementing. Now, one change can be that the dye which we are using in the manufacturing of a particular product, as the dye is very old, or the material used for making that particular dye which is manufactured helping in the manufacturing of a particular product, that material is not very good, and because of that material of that particular dye which is required in the manufacturing of a particular product, the wastage has increased to the level of 6-7%. Now here the company has to now check that the dye is made from this material. If we make the dye from another material, what will happen? Is it possible? If possible, what will be the cost? When the cost is calculated, what will be the return? Can we reduce our 6-7% of wastages if we change the dye? All these things are to be uh, 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 designed under discussed under level 4 or step 4, where design future state processes are there. Next one, the fifth one is design future state changes. Once the paperwork is complete, once trial run also is complete, then the fifth stage starts, and it talks about develop future state changes. Because all of a sudden, no company implements changes all of a sudden. Why? Because if we implement change all of a sudden, there are more chances that we may end up in making losses. And that's the reason why every company, whenever they are introducing changes, it is introduced at a smaller level. And then if it is successful, then it is shifted to larger or bigger level. Same case here also. In the fifth stage, experimentation is done. And if the results of the experiments are good, then that experiment is repeated for a larger play in a larger quantity. So fifth one is develop future state changes, and the last one, that is the sixth one, is implement future state changes. We have seen in the experiment which was conducted by the company in a small quantity that yes, if we change the material of the dye, and if we are purchasing say foreign company dye, then we have seen that quality of the finished quality of our product has improved, wastages has gone down, so it is profitable. So once in small quantity we have seen the results, then the company decides that we should implement it in a larger quantity, and that is called as implement future state changes, and that is what business process re-engineering is. Now, the next one is the features of business process re-engineering. What are the characteristics or what are the features of business process re-engineering that we will be discussing in the next lecture. As only 1 minute is remaining, so what we will stop here, and in the next session we will be discussing about this business process re-engineering as well as BPR principles, and we will also be discussing about learning organization, that what is the concept of learning organization, then learning organization pyramid, then we will be talking about MBO, management by objective, and then we will move on to strategic management process evaluation and control, and we will also talk about symptoms of non-functional strategic plans, and the last we will be discussing about the balance scorecard, and that will be the end of our unit number 4. So within 2 3 uh, lectures we will try to complete our unit number 4, and then we will move on to our final unit, that is unit number 5. So thank you everyone for being present for today's session. Thank you.